Title: The Lemp Mansion. Chapter 1: The Invitation. The Lemp Mansion stood as a grim relic of the past, its once grand facade now draped in ivy and shadow. Located in St. Louis, Missouri, the mansion was infamous for its tragic history, a legacy of suicides, eerie whispers, and a family curse that had claimed the lives of many Lemps over the years. It was said that those who entered never truly left. James Carter, an investigative journalist, had received a peculiar invitation. A letter, yellowed with age, arrived at his office with no return address. The inked words read, "Come alone at midnight. The truth awaits you." Intrigued and unable to resist the pull of a good mystery, James packed his camera, voice recorder, and flashlight. He had covered countless haunted locations before, but something about the Lemp Mansion sent an unsettling chill through him. Chapter 2: Echoes of the Past. James arrived at the mansion just before midnight. The iron gate groaned as he pushed it open, revealing a pathway littered with dead leaves. The house loomed ahead, its stained glass windows glinting under the moonlight. As he stepped inside, the door closed behind him with a decisive thud. The air was thick with the scent of old wood and something faintly metallic. The grand staircase spiraled upwards, leading to the infamous bedrooms where members of the Lemp family had met their tragic ends. A whisper slithered through the halls. "Turn back." James spun around, but the corridor was empty. Undeterred, he set up his equipment and ventured deeper into the mansion. Chapter 3: The Spirit of Zeke. James entered the attic, where the most tragic spirit of all was said to linger, the ghost of Zeke Lemp, the hidden child. Local legend told of a boy locked away from the world due to his deformities, left to waste away in isolation. Some claimed his spirit still roamed the halls, seeking the affection he was denied in life. A sudden gust of wind sent James's recorder toppling over. As he bent to pick it up, a childlike giggle echoed around him. Then, he saw it, a shadow peeking from behind an old rocking chair. "Hello?" James called, his voice steady despite the prickling fear creeping down his spine. The chair creaked as if someone had just vacated it. Then, tiny footsteps scurried across the wooden floor. Chapter 4: The Cursed Portrait. James descended into the main parlor, where a massive portrait of William Lemp Sr. dominated the room. His cold, piercing eyes seemed to follow James's every move. Rumor had it that those who stared too long into the painting would hear the whispers of the deceased brewer. James raised his camera to take a picture. Just as he pressed the shutter, a breath brushed against his ear. "You don't belong here." His heart pounded as he turned, but again, no one was there. The temperature dropped sharply. Frost crept along the edges of the portrait, and a loud bang erupted from upstairs. Something was coming. Chapter 5: The Basement of Shadows. The basement was the heart of the mansion's darkness. It was here that the Lemp family once stored their beer in underground caverns, and where, it was said, the spirits of the lost still wandered. James hesitated before stepping down, but the journalist in him pressed forward. The deeper he went, the heavier the air became. A distant sobbing sound echoed through the tunnels. His flashlight flickered, casting shifting shadows along the damp stone walls. Then, he saw it. A tall, spectral figure stood at the end of the corridor, its eyes hollow, its mouth twisted into a silent scream. It raised a translucent hand, pointing directly at James. The walls trembled, and a deep voice resonated around him. "At Kanchaknapong, R6F." A force slammed into James's chest, sending him stumbling back. He scrambled up the steps, barely making it out before the basement door slammed shut behind him. The mansion let out a groaning sigh, as if satisfied. James never spoke of what happened that night. But every so often, in the dead of night, he could still hear the whispers calling his name. The end.